people, and welcome to Teaching Sylvanas Math. Today we're going to go over how to add fractions, but I'm going to show you a hack. Now this math tool that you can use on adding fractions does not belong to me. I did find this method off of Instagram, so whoever posted it on Instagram first gets the credit. Unfortunately, I don't know who that is, but I did find it interesting, and as always, I want to make sure that you have all the tools necessary. So if this way interests you, definitely you can use this method. Now this method is based on the original method, so if you want to go ahead and head over to my adding and subtracting fractions video, you'll see the original method there. You're still having a common denominator, you're still adding the numerators. It's just a different way of doing it. As always, as a disclaimer, if I make a mistake, I am human. Just let me know where the mistake occurs, and that way we both can learn from my mistake and I can fix it. All right, let's get started with example number 1. Now I'm going to start with the example that they used in the video, and then I will write the steps off to the side. So what they used in the video is 3/4 plus 2/5. And I'm going to write your steps here if you want to follow along. So step number 1 is cross multiply. Step number 2 is add your new numerators. Step 3, multiply your denominators. So this right here, I want to clarify. After you add your numerators, your new numerators, this is going to be your final, and that equals your final numerator. You can't see that, excuse me. And then after you multiply your denominators, that equals your final denominator. So let's see how that works out. So the first step is we're going to cross multiply. So I'm going to take my 4 and my 2, and I'm going to multiply, and I'm going to write what that is. So 4 times 2 is 8. I'm going to take my other 5 and 3. I'm going to multiply that. So I have 5 times 3, that's 15. So step number 1 is cross multiply. Step number 2 is add your new numerator. So what my new numerators are, I have this 15 and I have this 8. I'm going to add. So I'm going to add 15 and I'm going to have 8 together. So 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Again, I'm using my fingers off screen to help me count. That's 23. That's going to be your final numerator. And then for your denominator, you're going to take your two denominators. In this case, it's 4 and 5. You're going to multiply. So 4 times 5 is 20. And this 20 is going to be your new denominator. And you have your answer. Now I will add towards the bottom here for step number 4, reduce and simplify your final answer. Now, if you're in my class, that means just writing out the factors of your numerator, writing out your factors of your denominator, and then seeing if there's anything that crosses out, anything that undoes each other. Excuse me for that. That was my alarm. We are recording bright and early this morning. Okay, let's do another one. So again, step number 1, cross multiply. Step number 2 is add your new numerators. That will equal to your final numerator. Step number 3, multiply your denominator. Step number 4, reduce and simplify your final answer. So example number, let's do 4/7 plus 1/10. So step number 1, cross multiply. 7 times 1 is 7. 4 times 10 is 40. I'm going to add those together. 40 plus 7, that is 47. Then I'm going to the third step is I'm going to say 7 times 10, and that is 70. If you can simplify, go ahead and do so. If you cannot, that is your final answer. And I know this is my final answer because I know there are no there are no factors of 47 that also are factors of 70. Okay. Let's do another one. Let's do one more before I end this video. Let's do another one. Example 3. Let's do this one. 1/3 plus 11/17. All right. Again, 3 times 11 is 33. 17 times 1 is 17. We're going to add those together, and then 17 times 3, I don't know what that is, but I know that 17 plus 17 plus 17 is the same thing as 17 times 3, so I'm going to add those together. So 7 plus 7, that's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Carry the 2. 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is 51. So 51 over 33 plus 17. So 7, 8, 9, 10. Carry the 1. 3, 4, 5. So I have 50 over 51 on that one. And let's do one more just because I have the space for it. Let's do one more. So example 4. So let's do 2/9 plus 8/9. Again, our steps are the same. Multiply. 9 times 8 is 72. 9 times 2 is 18. Now, I just realized I did the most silliest thing, but I'm going to show you how it still works. 9 times 9 is 81. So I have 81 over, so 8, 9, 10, 7, 8, 9. So 90 over 81. So the most silliest thing that I did, actually, let me hold off. Let's finish that. 90 and 81 both have a factor of 9. So I'm going to continue to simplify this. So we need to simplify. I'm actually happy I did this example so you guys can see what I did. So 90 is 9 times 10. 81 is 9 times 9. So I notice that I have 9 on top and bottom. So then my final answer is 10/9. Now I'm going to do that same question over again because I do want to point something out. This method works best. I mean, you can use this method all the time, but you don't need to. So I'm going to call this example 4 again. So one thing you need to notice that I didn't notice at all is that we already have common denominators. So we don't need to do this. These steps are very helpful if you have unlike denominators. You have different denominators. For example, 3 and 17 in example number 3. In example number 2, we had 7 and 10. Use these methods, use these steps or this hack when you have different numbers in your denominator. But if you have the same denominator in both fractions, all you need to do is go ahead and head over to my video on how to add, subtract fractions. Then I will show you how to do that. But really briefly, if your denominator is the same, do nothing with it, just bring it over. And then what are we doing with our numerators? We're just going to do exactly what it tells us. It's telling us to add. So I'm going to say 2 plus 8, 8, 9, 10. And it gives me the exact same answer with so much less work. So if you have a common denominator, don't do this hack. Just go ahead and add or subtract like you usually do. Keep the same denominator, add or subtract your numerators, and you're done. Simplify if you can. Now, if you have different denominators, use this hack. I think it's very helpful. Sometimes you will end up having to do work in a thinking bubble just because some of the numbers might be large, but that is okay. It does help you if you would like to use this method. Once again, thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. I hope this video does help you on how to add fractions. I am pretty sure this works. We tested it out, and I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you again for watching. If you caught a mistake, please let me know. And you know what? I will post one more video on this math hack to show an example of this still working with subtraction. Okay, I will show a video of this working with subtraction just to test it out since it is something I found off of the Instagram. So go ahead and look out for that video next. Thank you for watching.